Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com. Today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Kirigami 4-light pendant. This is the 133305. Let's get into details. So let's talk about the size of the fixture body itself. That's going to be independent of that singular rod that it's hanging from. It's going to include the shade. It's also going to include the bracket that goes up to that rod. So this is 16.1 inches tall. It's a square. It's 23.7, so it's almost 24 inches square. And overall height, now you're going to have the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the ceiling itself. And Hubbardton's going to be able to offer a lot of these heights coming down from the ceiling. You're going to be able to see those on a chart way down over there in the corner of the page. And check that out. So it's going to show you also, in addition to the offered overall heights, which of these stems that you use in different combinations to get to those things. So take advantage of that. You know, another place to see that's going to be on the installations instructions. So let's kind of check that out now. Over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations instructions PDF. So open that up for me. It is going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you how it goes together. It's going to show you everything that you need to know, including some drawings. This is going to be using a 5.3 inch square canopy, even though I have a little sample here. I'm going to be using you to talk about slope. But on this guy, it's going to be a square. And it's going to go over your 4-inch junction box. This is only coming in at 7.2 pounds, so it's super light, just goes over a box like this. Okay, let's talk about Hubbardton Forge uses a system of interconnected rods. There's threading on the inside here, there's threading on the inside here. What you use to put them together is called a connector. That has threading as well, and that'll go on the inside of these. And it's totally simple to put together. You're going to be putting down a big towel. You're going to be putting your fixture down before you put your, you could probably put your shades on it, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. You're going to be snaking those wires out of that socket cluster into here, into these pipes, and you're going to go little by little. You're not going to put the pipes together first. You're going to put the wire through the little connector, through a pipe, through a connector, through a pipe, and then when you're done with that, you're going to screw them together, just like that. So it's a nice clean line. You barely even see that there's a seam on there at all. Okay, so and then after that, those wires are going to exit the canopy. Remember, this is going to be a square canopy like I showed you, but this kind of does the same job. To show you as an example, this is slope ceiling adaptable to 45 degrees already set up. Just like your knuckle has a little, just like your finger has a knuckle, this has a knuckle at the top, so it allows it to bend just like that. You don't have to do any customization if you guys have a slope 45 degrees or less. Okay, let's touch on the shades really quick. It's going to be using Hubbardton Forge's spun frost shade on this. It's an opaque composite fabric. It looks like snow. It actually has a little bit of a texture to it. Light can pass through this, but you can't see through it. It's opaque, so you're not going to be able to see the sockets or the bulbs. It's kind of a snowy white. Like I said, it's a composite fabric, and it's very stiff. It's a really beautiful fabric. I've never seen this before, and Hubbardton Forge is the only place that I know of that even has this kind of thing. Okay, so now let's talk about what's going on inside of this for lamping. You're going to be able to use up to 4 60-watt incandescent bulbs if you guys want to stay incandescent old school. Remember those? It's going to be using a medium base, which is the larger base, so it's very easy to find bulbs for this. There's no problem with that. Obviously, every store you walk in will probably have these. So you can do, like I said, 60 watts for incandescent. It's a dimmable fixture. If you want to do that, you can do that without a problem. If you want to go LED, that's great too. Remember, it's an A19 light bulb. That's the size of a bulb. A19 is the same size as this bulb we all grew up with. That's why it's so easy to find. And you can find them in LEDs everywhere. My grocery store in Vermont has them, so wherever you are, you can find them too. There's no limit when you get into that. The limit's going to be the size of the bulb as an A19 if you guys want to go LED. So whatever comes after that is what comes after that. You can find these A19 LEDs up to 100 watt equivalent pretty easily. I found them kind of like this guy at a Walmart here in Vermont, and I found it dimmable, and I found it in the color temperature I liked, and it was awesome. So we use it all over the showroom. So when we talk about color temperature of light, starts off at 2700 Kelvin or 2700 K. That's that super yellow setting sunlight. Way on the other side of that is going to be called daylight. Sounds warm, it's not warm. That's like an overcast day, that blue-white light like in a hospital waiting room. That's 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 Kelvin on the Kelvin scale. What we like to use in our showroom is called warm white, and I talk about it all the time. Warm white is that nice glow that looks like an incandescent bulb, but it's not. It's an LED, and this light coming down on me is coming from a 3000 Kelvin LED, which is awesome. So 3000 Kelvin or 3000 K, it'll tell you right there on the box. These LEDs are dimmable. Make sure that your box says dimmable, or if you're online buying these, it says dimmable. And you also want to tell your installer that you're using LEDs so they use the correct dimmer on the wall. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.